He is the new kid on the block, and he's the kid on the show today. Sawyer Robertson joins Locked On Baylor.
You are Locked On Baylor, your daily podcast on the Baylor Bears, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Happy Thursday, everybody. Welcome to Locked On Baylor. Drake Toll from Sports Illustrated's Inside the Bears alongside the newest Bear, Sawyer Robertson, quarterback who's transferring to Waco from Mississippi State. Thank you for making Locked On Baylor your first listen every single day. Congrats to the men's basketball team on notching their first Big 12 win last night as well. We'll talk about that later without Sawyer, but first, gosh dang it, man. The man of the freaking hour. Everybody's been talking about it the last 48 hours or so. So your commitment to Baylor. And so I'm like, peel back the curtains. I'm a senior. And there's one question I've gotten like 50 billion times is why Baylor? That's the go-to. Everybody you talk to say, why Baylor? So Sawyer, it is only right that I ask you, why Baylor?
That's a great question. Thank you for having me, first of all. I guess to start, it was a pretty tough decision. But at the end of the day, after talks with the family, a lot of prayer, it just felt right. And it kind of sounds cliche. All these guys talk about, you just have that feeling. And that's kind of what I got with Baylor and this coaching staff. And I'm just really excited, and I have a really good feeling about it.
Sawyer, you talked a little bit off the air, and to peel the curtain back again, I asked you about Baylor when coming out of high school, the opportunity to play college football then. And you talked about conversations you have with the coaching staff and loyalty that you had to Mississippi State. Walk me through kind of the connection you had with Baylor, even when you were still at Lubbock Coronado.
Right. So Baylor, like I said, I kind of pulled the trigger early on the whole commitment thing. It was right. It was kind of a weird time. It was right as COVID was erupting. And so right around that time period, it was Coach Fedora. He called me and basically just said that Baylor was interested. I was extremely honored, but, I told him that he called me about a week before I posted my commitment. And so I told him, I was like, Coach, I'm honored, but I do already know where I'm going. So that's how that played out.
Yeah, I mean, you got to respect the loyalty. I know that people, Baylor fans especially, understand what that means when it comes to, I think a lot of us agree that the transfer portal is a crazy thing, but it brings guys like you to a university where you become the best fit possible. So with this transition, I think there's one name that comes to mind for me, and I want to know what this name means to you, and that's Sean Bell.
Coach Bell has been very important throughout this whole process. Just the fact that a coach is wanting to coach you really means a lot to and that goes for any coach out there recruiting any player. But Coach Bell has been awesome. He's been nothing but first class throughout this whole thing. I got to go on a visit with my parents, and I spent the majority of my time with him, and he was just incredible, and I really look forward to learning under him. Obviously he has a lot of experience. He played at Baylor, and so I'm really looking forward to how much he can develop me and make me the quarterback that I want to be.
I do want to give some of the due diligence to your time spent at Mississippi State and the guys that were there. I mean, when I think of quarterbacks for the Bulldogs, you think Will Rogers and what he's done over the course of his time in Stark Vegas. And I saw him tweet, congratulating you on the commitment to Baylor. What does a guy like that mean to you?
Oh, he's awesome, man. He's honestly one of my best friends. We stayed in touch throughout the whole thing, and we will continue to stay in touch. He was very good to me from the day I got on campus. Kind of took me under his wing. Anytime we needed to throw, he would text me. I'd text him. We'd get some guys out there, and I learned a lot from him. He has a lot of success. Going to be an SEC record-setting quarterback. Already is one. And, he taught me so much about the game, but not only that, but he has some great leadership qualities that I kind of picked up on, and I look forward to using, basically. So I'm super thankful for him.
Yeah, man. And look, this is, and I don't want to make the conversation heavy because he's such a staple in college football, but obviously with Mike Leach and the commitment that you gave to him to play for that program and his unexpected passing, how have you individually grown through that? I mean, the impact that that has on anybody's got to be crazy.
Right. No, it's definitely been tough. Definitely been, almost like it hasn't set in at times. It was just weird, man. A really, really hard situation. Growing up in Lubbock, my I don't want to say connection because he didn't know me, but my knowledge of Coach Leach goes way back. I mean, my earliest memories are of him at Texas Tech. Graham Harrell, Michael Crabtree, all those guys, and I've just kept up with him throughout the entire process. And then I was very fortunate to be able to be recruited by him and play for him because that was kind of a dream come true for me.
Now, with that too, I think this is probably, I would assume that you would answer this question differently 2 months ago than you would now. What did you learn? What do you take away from your time at Mississippi State that you bring to Baylor that makes you a better quarterback and a better person?
I'd say two things, and I'm glad you asked that. Both of them probably things that I learned from Coach Leach. One is no matter the situation, be yourself and don't care what other people think of you. And, that's something that he was probably the expert. He was probably, when you hear that, you probably think of Coach Leach because he was unapologetically himself. He didn't care what you thought of him. He didn't care what anybody else thought of him. And, that's easier said than done. But once you apply it, I feel like it really pays off because especially at the quarterback position, there are going to be a lot of times when you get more praise than probably you deserve, and also you get more blame than probably what you deserve. And so I just feel like just blocking out the noise and not caring what other people say about you is huge. And then another thing, this was actually the last thing he texted me the night that kind of everything happened, which is super sad. But he said he was talking about the offense and the practice that we had that day, and he said, don't overthink anything, just react. You're at your best when you react. And so, man, I've kind of taken that and ran with it, not just on the football field, but I'm going to apply it to my life. I'm not going to overthink, not going to overanalyze anything. I'm just going to react to every situation presented to me and control what I can control.
Dude, I told you I was going to make it heavy, and now you got me wanting to tear up. I never played a day for Mike Leach,
man.
And gosh, what it would have been like to be in that locker room, and now transitioning locker rooms and into Waco. You've already kind of mentioned what it was about Baylor and that feeling that you get, and even Sean Bell and everything. But was there like a specific place? Was there did you go to George's? Have you been to George's yet?
No, I haven't been to George's. I went to the place on the river, Brazos Landing.
Oh yes.
No, that place was pretty good. We actually went there a couple times. It was so good.
Oh, dude, I love it. I love that place. It used to be called Buzzard Billy's. They just rebranded. So
right, I think that's right. Because we were looking for it on maps and
you can't
Google
find
Maps
it
or something. We couldn't find it, and so we found out it was called whatever it was before.
They changed the name. It's Buzzard Billy's. Now it's Brazos Landing. So you got that. You got, they're building the basketball arena. They're building a new Fudge football facility. There's a lot of the new welcome centers coming in. I guess I'm filling you in on things you probably already know at this point. But
right.
What I'm boiling this down to is, what do you know about, how much have you learned about Baylor in the last week that has helped you immerse yourself as a new Bear?
I would say pretty much everything that I know right now has been learned in the last week. I've never visited Baylor's campus. Really wanted to. I actually grew up I really liked Baylor. Bryce Petty, all those guys. Jarrett Stidham, all those guys, man, I really looked up to. And there's there's a picture of me when I was in middle school, and I've got a Baylor Bear shirt on, so it's kind of cool. But I was never able to visit campus. So I finally got to do that, and it was really awesome. Everything I thought it was.
I'm gonna need that picture. That picture's got to come up at some point somewhere of
I'm
you
sure
in a Baylor jersey in middle school. You're playing at a school, obviously, that Robert Griffin III won a Heisman at 10 years ago and has become kind of a big face in college football now. And what are your thoughts on this? I saw a tweet. You have now joined a fraternity of Bryce Petty and Jarrett Stidham and Charlie Brewer, guys that have great country music names, like just could be country. And now Sawyer Robertson fits that so well. How key was that in this decision for you?
I wouldn't say that's one of those things, not necessarily key, but an added benefit. You know what I'm saying? Not a huge part, but it's definitely something you can sit here and smile about.
Dude, do you sing or like play guitar or anything?
I don't, man. I don't. That is not something. I will say this, and I'll give a little shout out. Matai Mata'afa, my dorm neighbor at Mississippi State, from Hawaii. He kind of taught me how to play the ukulele. So I will claim that. And, Matai, wherever you are, if you're listening to this, thank you for teaching me how to do that.
That's dangerous. You ever see the videos, the NFL rookies, day one, they make them sing karaoke or something? You bought yourself a one-way ticket to playing ukulele with Jeff Grimes in the locker room.
I'm sure that'll be good.
So before I get into, I've got like a list of 10 questions, a little rapid fire lightning round before we get you out of here. Right. The kind of the last serious, if there is anything serious that I do bring up, last serious thing for you coming into Baylor. I mean, look, it's on paper. You're the second best quarterback recruit to step through these walls. You're a top 10 player all time recruiting wise for the university, but that's all on paper. I know that, and everything I've read about you or talked to you about, like that doesn't, I mean, you're going to prove it, right? It's not just going to be on paper. You're going to go out and make that shown. What's your mentality day one? I mean, do you walk in with it, hey, I want to come in and compete for a starting job, or really, how do you attack this new opportunity at Baylor?
I say the biggest thing is, I kind of alluded to it earlier, is just controlling what you can control. Because all those things you said on paper and whatnot, that was kind of the same case at Mississippi State, and Will was great. He was one of my best friends, but, he was balling out too, so none of that really matters. It matters, when you get your opportunity, you make the most of it and you never turn back. And so, I don't, obviously don't know what the future holds. I know I'm going to control what I can control, and that's working hard, being a leader, bringing energy to everything I do. And so that's really what I'm going to do, just because that's what I can control. I might not ever play down a football again, but if that's the case, I know the good Lord led me to Baylor for a reason, and I'm going to control what I can control.
Oh, I love it. Give me a brick wall. I love it. Sawyer, like I said, before we get out of here, this is obligatory at this point. Favorite color, go.
Green.
I like it. Pair it with gold. Did you know that the Streets of Gold, there's green grass in heaven and Streets of Gold. Also, let's go favorite TV show next.
Right now, Yellowstone.
Gosh dang it. Shane Smith and the Saints. You listen to those guys? You know them?
I don't. I don't think I do.
Wow. So they're the ones that do the soundtrack for like every Yellowstone episode.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, I didn't know this either. I bought my parents tickets to see them without even knowing what was going on. And
really?
Oh, dude, I had no idea, but I bought tickets. My parents are super stoked because they're like big Yellowstone guys. And they sing that one song. I can't even remember what it is, but it's pretty good. Speaking of, favorite band?
AC/DC.
Whoa! What?
Pre-game.
Yeah. Favorite. Like AC/DC with like also, but does it tie in with like, if I'm gonna look at your Spotify Wrapped, is it AC/DC, Guns N' Roses, Cinderella, Poison? Like
a lot of that. Yes, it is. A lot of that stuff.
Really?
It is.
No, like Childers, Parker McCollum, Zach Bryan.
You'd be surprised. There's not a whole lot of that. It is mostly, I don't know. I mean, I guess my parents just rubbed off on me a crazy amount, but I'm a big 80s guy.
Wow. Not even like who's the guy? Flatland Cavalry. They're Lubbock. They're Lubbock. William Clark.
I mean, I've listened. I listen to all these guys, but like strict. If I have my choice, I'm putting on a little AC/DC.
I like it. Favorite food?
Steak.
Good call. That's good. Lubbock.
Kind of generic. Sorry. That's fine. Big surf and turf guy. Big surf and turf.
Yeah, okay. I'll take that. I like crab legs. Like if I get like a lobster tail and steak or steak and shrimp, that's good as well.
Yep,
favorite
absolutely.
movie? This one's a good one.
Oh, that's a really good one. I different categories. Obviously, I
Right.
like Gladiator a lot. I really like Gladiator.
Intense.
Young, like kiddish version of me would say Cars. Big Cars guy. I feel like that's a good life lesson movie. You know, be humble.
Right.
All that stuff.
Doc Hudson, all that stuff. Well said.
Absolutely. No, those are probably my two.
Right. Two very similar movies, by the way. I'm sure
No doubt. No doubt.
everyone ropes those two together for sure. Favorite flavor of ice cream?
Strawberry.
Ah, yes. You and me both. Good call. Underrated for sure. You ever go, is Sonic a big thing at Lubbock Coronado? Is that where you guys would go?
Sonic? Oh, absolutely. Sonic's awesome.
Sonic strawberry shake?
Absolutely.
Yeah, there's nothing like that. It's pretty solid. This one is I'm trying to figure out a way to word it. Because it says, what do you want to be when you grow up? And I want to, but I'm gonna make the stipulation, like, had you never picked up a football in your life, what would you have been?
Okay, that's a good point.
Right. Because obviously you would say NFL quarterback. I feel like that's a
right.
Right.
I'm gonna go ahead and throw in all sports because I would if it wasn't the NFL, I'd be saying MLB, NBA, all that. So I'm gonna throw all sports in there. What do I want to do? I've always wanted to work. I don't know if you'll count this. I've always wanted to work, around a sports franchise, not necessarily being a coach, but just kind of like the business side of it. I feel like that'd be really fun because you get to see everything, go to all the events, all that stuff, but you're not necessarily coaching or playing or any of that stuff. So that's probably what my answer would be.
Dude, I got kicked off like every team. Kicked off is a big. I got cut from like every team in high school. So that's why I do this. That's why I pick up a microphone. Like I get to do all the sports stuff without picking up a ball. So I'm right there with you. Baylor's got a great S3 program. The business school is great. Check that out.
That's what I'll be studying.
You're doing S3?
I'm fired up.
Dude, you're doing S3 and football at the same time?
I believe so, yes, sir.
You are going to become really good friends with your academic advisor and your counselor and all those people. It's not easy. I've got all my buddies are S3 though. Like it's super, like the whole marketing side and everything. You're going to love it. You're going to absolutely, It's so intriguing.
Cool. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. Best of luck with that. The last couple of people ones on here. This one is super sentimental. You can make this person cry. Your favorite person in the whole wide world.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I would say I would rope in my entire family. I'm a big homebody, big fan. I'm actually at my grandparents right now playing spades with them. I'm about to go back after I finish this. No, yeah.
I'm taking you away from spades?
You're good, dude. They completely understand. I already told them. I mean, it's 10:40. I've had a pretty busy day, and so I feel like I've made you wait long enough. So no, I'm glad I'm being able to do this. But big time family guy. I love playing board games with my family. That'd be my perfect day. It's just a day spent with the family, playing games, watching sports, whatever.
Yeah, I'm also in college. I don't go to bed till like 2. So this is completely good. Thanks for doing this, by the way, in the middle of spades of your family.
Oh, no,
have you done like a billion interviews at this point?
I think this is probably number 5 today, something like that.
God.
It's not been terrible. It hasn't been terrible.
Hopefully I haven't given you the same question. Hopefully no one else has asked your favorite food.
No, this is awesome.
All right. I'm way past time. So I'll end it here. For Baylor, everybody at Baylor, there's one thing they've got to know about Sawyer Robertson. What is it?
Ooh, that's a good one. That's a tough one.
It's like a super deep question, like super existential, by the way.
Yeah. One thing to know about Sawyer, man, I'm excited to be a Bear. That's what I would say. I'm pumped up to be a Baylor Bear.
That's a good answer. I like it. Sawyer, get back to spades, man. Thanks so much for coming on the show and giving folks kind of a glimpse into you, even you past football. We're all really excited for what you bring to Baylor football and the excitement. Like this is cool.
Thank you. No, I'm honored. And like I said, man, I can't wait to be a Bear. Can't wait to get to Waco and get to work.
Sawyer, George is on me when you get to town.
Sounds good, dude. Let's make it happen.
I love it. Thanks you again.
Absolutely. Take it easy.
Yep, that was Sawyer Robertson. Good stuff. Good stuff. Baylor basketball, by the way, got a win against Texas Tech. Just kidding. West Virginia. I said Texas Tech, so I was trying to get Sawyer, make sure that he got out okay. Against West Virginia. Really big win. But first, I'll tell you about LinkedIn Talent Solutions. LinkedIn Talent Solutions is the place to go if you need to hire somebody for your job, or hire somebody for a new job, or hire somebody in general for things. As a small business or a hiring manager, whoever you are. If you want to hire Sawyer Robertson as a part of the S3 program, you go do it at LinkedIn Talent Solutions. Purple hashtag hiring frame. And you text the guy the link. You Sawyer. Look at this. Stand-up kid, by the way. Good kid. Smart. And you say, look, click this link. You'll be good to go. He clicks it. He applies at LinkedIn Talent Solutions. Boom. You just hired Sawyer Robertson. And then Sawyer has to inform you he's also an NFL quarterback, so he can't do full-time work for you. But at least you hired him in some position. By the way. So, yeah, LinkedIn Talent Solutions that's what it's there for. Hire those kind of people. The Sawyer Robertsons of the world. I love him. He's the best already. Sign me up. I haven't seen him in person throw a football. I haven't seen him in person, period. I love him. Sign me up. LinkedIn Talent Solutions, sign yourself up today. LinkedIn.com/LockedOnCollege. LinkedIn.com/LockedOnCollege. Post your job for free. Terms and conditions do apply. Baylor basketball won. Take a couple minutes here to break that down. Finally, right? You break the seal. You break the monkey off your back. Baylor is good at basketball. Again, it feels good. Going 0-4 for the first time since 05-06 would not have been very nice. I was going to, I didn't know we'd have Sawyer on today, actually. So I was going to open the show and talk a lot about how, maybe West Virginia, they're 0-3, now 0-4 in Big 12 play. So how quality of a win this is. Well, hello. It's on the road, one, which is huge. This is me talking to myself, by the way. It's on the road, which is massive. Two, I mean, you're not winless in Big 12 play anymore, and it's the Big 12. Crazy things happen every night in the Big 12. Texas was down by 19, and they came back and beat TCU. Take that, Frogs. Rough couple days, huh? Yeah, exactly. Even the games a couple of nights ago, you look at Kansas has struggled at home, down by 10 to Oklahoma. They end up winning in Fog Allen. There have been a couple blowouts in conference, but night in, night out, this is a weird, funky league. Baylor going 1-3. I have a good feeling that every team in this league will have a 2 or 3 game losing streak at some point in time, because that's the nature of what the Big 12 is. So now Baylor gets the monkey off the back. They finally get in the win column in Big 12 play. And there's one player that I want to highlight. I also, the Bears have West Virginia's number in Morgantown, which is great. Since I got to college, I think freshman year, I remember they lost to West Virginia on the road. But after that, it was sophomore year, they clinched the Big 12 in Morgantown. Last year was that 4 p.m. game. That was terrible, 4:30 p.m. game they won. Wasn't the best game in the world, and I don't know why they played it so early. And then this year they win again. So 3 straight wins in Morgantown. 3-1 since I got into college. I'm not saying that it's me, but it's pretty awesome. And now you've got a win where I think the star of the night, you think I'm going to say Keontae George. Well, I am not. It's Jalen Bridges. Jalen Bridges' first career double-double as a Baylor Bear, 10 points, 11 rebounds, an assist, a block, a steal, 4 for 5 for the free throw line as well, 3 for 8 from the field. Jalen Bridges, who was public enemy number 1 in Morgantown, which makes sense because he transferred out of West Virginia to Baylor. But such a cool, really cool deal to see him play as well as he did on the road. I know we've had his dad on the show. We've had his family members interact with the show, and just a stand-up family, stand-up dude. I've been waiting for him to kind of break out for the Bears, and feels like the last couple games you're starting to see glimpses of that. Oh my gosh, it's a TCU game, and he was just hitting from deep, and you thought, all right, I don't know where this came from, but I'm really liking what Jalen Bridges is bringing to the table. And that's applicable right now. I think that that's a dog just came in. That's awesome. Hey, say hi to everybody, dog. It's super sweet. I think Jalen Bridges brings that to the table. Adding him into the fold as a legitimate contributor is going to be huge. And Keontae George obviously is Keontae George, and he scores 32 points, his highest career scoring game. The first time he scored over 30 points for Baylor, and he has now scored over 20 points 7 times. This is a game where, and I was going to get into the officiating. We'll get to that at some point. The Big 12 officiating just drives me up a wall. 53 combined fouls. Not cool. West Virginia shot 33 free throws. Baylor shot 36. There should never be a game with 70 combined free throws. That's not okay. That's not, to me. But Baylor found a way to win. The defense was good when it needed to be good. There were 101 combined points in the second half. That part wasn't spectacular. And I think, again, that's a testament to officiating, but Baylor made enough free throws when it mattered to win the game. All right. Hey, puppy. All right. Well, that's it. You had Sawyer Robertson, a little bit of basketball at the end. I could keep going, but it's like he already said, it's late here. So this has been Always Will Be. Come back tomorrow. Scotty Swingler is going to join the show and break down more of Sawyer Robertson, more of these transfers. Baylor's got 8 or 9 transfers now and having a really good class out of the portal. So don't miss that. We'll break them all down on Locked On. Thank you for making it your first listen every single day. Baylor.